Everybody is talking about Zac Efron and how strange he looks. Has he had plastic surgery to reshape his jawline, Botox, or fillers? I don't think so. I actually think he's had dental surgery, not plastic surgery. That's why he's swollen in these areas. If you've had your wisdom teeth taken out, did you look like this?
No, I fucking didn't even close to look like that, bro. I've had my wisdom teeth out and my face did not triple in fucking mass. Like, that's crazy to even assume. Like, I'm surprised a plastic surgeon would come to this conclusion because I don't know shit about plastic surgery, and even I concluded there's. What's up, guys? Derek, moreplaysmartaids.com. Today we're going to be revisiting the Zac Efron transformation that broke the internet. This was back in April. There was a pretty dramatic before and after. Zac was seen in I believe it was like a Bill Nye, the Science Guy promotion for something he was doing. I forget what it was exactly. But anyways, he basically went on an interview with his face looking extremely swollen and full and just much, different. Like, he literally looks like handsome Squidward. That's what a lot of people were saying. And it brought up a lot of, controversy and, stirred a ruckus in the fucking all over the world, believe it or not, about this guy's facial transformation. Pretty dramatic difference, and really called into question, like, what the fuck this guy did to have such a dramatic before and after in what many are perceiving in a negative way. So a lot of speculation, obviously, immediately off the bat about plastic surgery. There was also speculation about his performance-enhancing drug usage because of his, historic physique development and peaking for roles and whatnot. So that's kind of where I popped in to talk about the likelihood that he was using exogenous testosterone or GH or anything like that. And a bunch of different, experts came out of the woodwork, plastic surgeons, dentists, fucking everyone and their dog, had an opinion on this. And, more recently, Zac has he's been a little bit quiet on social media since this debacle, I guess, went down. And now he is coming out with his newest movie and he's more in the limelight again. And we get the opportunity to see what this actually is, because if it was indeed, a temporary thing as a result of, I don't know, wisdom teeth removal or some shit, then we would see it back to baseline at this point. But is that what we see? We will be getting into that shortly. First thing to note is, this video definitely had a misleading fucking title. Finally responds to the jaw surgery rumors, which he didn't, but they basically consolidated a lot of the different, opinions of people on what happened, and thought it was worth touching on because some of these are like, experts in their field, and they had some pretty fucking funny conclusions.
Who did it better, Zac Efron or Squidward, joked another. Amid the memes, people have been looking for an answer. Some thought that the actor looked different because of the jaw surgery he had years ago when he literally had to have his jaw wired shut after an accident. Number 5, more reactions. As you can bet, there were even more reactions to.
So yeah, years ago he had his jaw wired shut, but it's like, we've seen him fucking diced to the socks with a perfect chiseled face since that point. I think that was way back in 2013. So the likelihood that had any sort of impact whatsoever on why he would suddenly have a drastic shift in his face in 2021 obviously doesn't fucking explain it. But anyways, we continue.
What was going on with Zac Efron? And they ranged from the pointed, like the comments we posted earlier, to praise, to questions, and beyond. But here are a few of the best ones. What in the hell did Zac Efron do to his jaw, wondered one Twitter user, as another explained to those who were clueless. There's a pic of Zac Efron with terrible Botox and jaw fillers circulating on Twitter. One observer likened the startling new look to The Weeknd's recent use of face prosthetics for his Save Your Tears music video.
Yeah, so that's what I mentioned in my video too, is this kind of reminded me of The Weeknd, and that it looked like he botched his face and he was using it as like a promotional catapult essentially for his new music video where he had prosthetics, I guess, and it was obviously temporary because he's now back to normal. So with Zac, I assume that might have been a probable outcome too, doing something similar to that for some sort of promotional reason, for having such a dramatic before and after your face. Like, I can't think off the top of my head of another young male celebrity in Hollywood who's like a top fucking actor, like upper echelon, like young actor who's had such a drastic before and after from facial surgery, like who's traditionally seen in the media as like, you know, perfection slash very, very handsome to begin with. I can't think of anybody who's had this much of a dramatic shift. So, you know, it's very odd. And obviously, you know, the conclusions you come to are anything you can think of other than he got plastic surgery to improve upon his appearance. Because you would think, well, this guy, you know, you couldn't have improved. Like, you just made it worse, is what a lot of people are saying. I'm not saying he did or he didn't. I'm just saying that's what a lot of people's perceptions are. So you automatically start having satellite perceptions of, well, maybe he's on HGH and testosterone. Maybe he had a fucking dental issue. Maybe he's doing the prosthetics like The Weeknd. And this is some promotional gig thing. But obviously, you know, months down the line, like fucking half a year later almost, we get an idea if this was actually temporary.
While another person wondered if Zac was planning to be casted as Shrek in a live action. Whoever effed up Zac Efron's face better get fired. Some were actually praising Efron's new look. Zac looks very healthy. He might be on supplements such as HGH and testosterone, said Beverly Hills plastic surgeon Dr. Michael K. Obeng.
How the fuck could a plastic surgeon come to the conclusion, like, I guess it's not his domain, but I mean, Zac looks very healthy. He might be on supplements such as HGH and testosterone.
He also might have had some facial fillers to build his cheeks.
Yeah, the facial fillers thing probably makes a bit more sense.
Celebrity personal trainer and physical therapist Natasha Fett added, Zac looks great. He has built lots of lean muscles and his body fat is low. It seems to me that Zac is enhancing his physique and build by taking testosterone and HGH.
So yeah, like, is he doing that? You know, for his roles, I'm sure, again, if you haven't seen my Zac Efron, you know, steroid cycle video way back in the day, you know, I speculated about what kind of androgens he may have deployed for his preparation for Baywatch, which was his peak physique, you know, to date that I've seen, and kind of what his, you know, regimen may entail. But to conclude that his entire facial development is deriving from the introduction of testosterone GH, like, his physique is not at its best. You know, he even mentioned relatively recently when his, you know, face was like normal, you know, before this whole, you know, thing happened, that he didn't like maintaining that look. It was too stringent and too ridiculous of a process to adhere to maintain that kind of a body fat percentage. And he just, you know, wasn't into that lifestyle anymore. So, you know, his physique regressed far before he ever had this, you know, facial change. And he's had roles he's had to prepare for years now, where he has to peak his physique. You know, the Baywatch one was multiple years ago at this point too, if I recall correctly. I think it's like, what, a 2017 movie at this point or some shit. So yeah, obviously whatever he was doing, he don't just like suddenly overnight end up with a giant different head from taking HGH. It doesn't fucking work like that.
Human growth hormone. HGH in high volumes can cause the jaw and cartilage to grow, she explained. Looking at Zac's new facial features are a lot more masculine, which can definitely be achieved with testosterone and HGH.
Dude, like, this did not happen from testosterone and GH. HGH causing satellite cell proliferation and actual tissue growth over years. This is not something that happens over a span of a couple months. This is something you would have to abuse the fuck out of for years on end. Like Zac's face, again, peak physique in Baywatch. If he was using drugs, that would have been the time when he was using the most drugs. And yet, from 2017 to 2020, to the end of 2020, his face didn't change at all. Not at all. Except maybe normal aging, if you wanted to argue that. But realistically, pretty basically, it looks the fucking same. And then all of a sudden, in 2021, boom, he adds, like, you know, what appears to be significant amounts of new mass all around his face. The GH does not do that. Testosterone does not do that. You know, if he was, yeah, testosterone can add some intracellular hyperhydration and whatnot, but this is something that, again, would have been noticed in his previous years when he was actually peaking his physique, not just suddenly, like the testosterone. And again, that's a fraction of what you're seeing. If this was to even explain part of it, you know, if you introduce a fat dose of testosterone into your system, you could get a bunch of bloating, sure, but it's still not going to explain that kind of remodeling of the fucking facial structure and the new tissue that's been slabbed on. That is not just normal water retention. Like, if you want to see fluffy fat Zac, like, go watch him on Hot Ones. That was not, you know, his face not totally remodeled. This is an entirely different fucking scenario.
Neither of those products should be taken unless monitored by a doctor. Wise words indeed, and no doubt hearing those comments made fans wonder even more what was going on. Because if Zac Efron felt he needed the augmentation of himself, that could speak to all sorts of issues. So let's ask the question, is this, number 4, a cause for concern? You can understand why fans and even just casual spectators are latching onto this story of Zac Efron because the pictures seem to tell a very curious story. However, if you go through Zac's social media, you will notice that the actor looks the same. The only difference in his appearance on television on April 23rd and his old pictures is that the actor was spotted having a beard. It is possible that shaving his beard might have something to do with his new look. Then again, when you look at how Zac looked not too long ago, as in pics from 2020 and recent years, the jaw didn't look like that beforehand. So what in the world led to it from what it was to what it is now? Could it really be that Zac Efron was taking testosterone in order to enhance his facial features? Number 3, the Hollywood look. Pulling back the curtain, it's no secret that Hollywood isn't the best place.
Okay, so there was another guy who chimed in. This guy really took the spotlight with the most viral explanation, I guess, and this is a plastic surgeon who's like, he goes viral on TikTok. This guy is, one of the most watched plastic surgeons at this point due to his TikTok following. And he weighs in on what the likely reason was for the facial changes. And this is what he had to say.
While it's totally possible Zac had a follow-up surgery on his jaw after his 2013 injury, Dr. Yoon, plastic surgeon and famous TikToker, had another explanation for Zac's face.
Everybody is talking about Zac Efron and how strange he looks. Has he had plastic surgery to reshape his jawline, Botox, or fillers? I don't think so. I actually think he's had dental surgery, not plastic surgery. That's why he's swollen in these areas. If you've had your wisdom teeth taken out, did you look like this?
No, I fucking didn't even close to look like that, bro. I've had my wisdom teeth out and my face did not triple in fucking mass. Like, that's crazy to even assume. Like, I'm surprised a plastic surgeon would come to this conclusion because I don't know shit about plastic surgery. And even I concluded there's no fucking way that this was not that. Like, again, I guess like for wisdom teeth, if you had like a major fucking infection or something, like maybe you could add this much mass to your face, I would think. But I mean, like, it's not that bad, They go on to show an example of like another giant megastar in the world, one of the D'Amelios. And after they got wisdom teeth removed and how, like bloated their face looked. But it's not even fucking close to a comparison here.
Did you look like this?
And he's totally right. I mean, I haven't had my wisdom teeth taken out, but we can lean on Dixie D'Amelio for a reminder of what that can look like.
Literally, I'm fine.
Like, does that look like there's any sort of like blatant changes to her face other than maybe she's in a compromised angle and has a bit of, inflammation and bloating? Like, that's about it. You don't add just a new fucking entire like goddamn masseter to your fucking face when you get your wisdom teeth taken out. So no, I think that guy is super incorrect, and that's kind of what we're getting into now is the most recent update. This movie has come out called Dubai, or it's coming out, and it's, Zac's return to the screen, I guess, to the big screen, wherever the... Actually, I don't even know if it's gonna be the big screen. Who the fuck knows what's going on with movies these days? But in this, they show what you can expect, and as you can see here, pretty fucking similar, dude. Like, I don't see any change whatsoever since the original story broke in April. Like, to me, this looks like the exact same, if not maybe more shit done for all we know. Like, this, I don't even recognize him, dude. Like, this looks like a totally different human almost. At least in some, some angles. Obviously, he still looks, that's a bit, extreme, but I mean, like, there's definitely a massive change here that is permanent in some aspect, because this is August 11th now versus in April, and the thing is still there. All the changes are still representative and all still there. So whatever kind of, dental issue he did, whatever kind of wisdom teeth removal and, temporary inflammation you get from some sort of surgical intervention, any kind of, testosterone or GH, if it worked that fucking quick, his head would be double the size by now, and it's not. It's still the same as it is in April. So nothing really explains this to me except for plastic surgery. So here we are, and this is what he looks like now.
This is not my bag.
This is not my bag.
That is quite the itinerary.
So I don't even know how much I can show of this shit without getting copyrighted, but this is what he looks like now, and this is like the highest quality circumstance, makeup, lighting, everything that you could possibly have. So this is representative of what he's working with at this point. So yes, I do believe this is permanent. I think this is plastic surgery, and I think that this is what Zac's gonna look like for a while now, I could be wrong, but I mean, like, this is not fucking testosterone HGH. That's the whole reason I'm chiming in on this to begin with. I can't believe how many people think this is, like, I'm the first to chime in on his PED use, preparing for things like Baywatch. But for this is so not PED use. Like, the guy doesn't even give a fuck about his physique at this point. Here he is in the making of Visit Dubai, and you can see some behind the scenes shots and some angles, you can see, like, obviously he looks like like him still. It's a bit harsh to say he doesn't look anything the same, but there's definitely massive changes in some of these kind of like paparazzi photos. Again, like this guy, Jeff Bezos has the same steroid face as Kumail Nanjiani and Zac Efron. So, a lot of people have seen Jeff Bezos, transformation, getting on the TRT bandwagon, probably. Kumail, the fucking sauce fiend himself, the HGH man cometh. And then for Zac Efron, they just assume because his face is taken on, the handsome Squidward look like Kumail, that he must be using the same exogenous hormones. But no, don't think it's the case, bro. I do not think it's the case. So this is another angle from a paparazzi, presumably. As you can see, pretty fucking different, dude. This is the Daily Mail, our favorite site of all, that has the brutalist, if that's even a fucking word, of pop-ups. And apparently in my advertiser tab, it wants me to buy G Fuel. Go figure, the worst gaming supplement of all time. We will be coming out with something superior to this. Actually, right now, we already have it out. It's called Gorilla Mode Energy, but I'm going to be literally selling Gorilla Mind Gamer or Gorilla Mode Gamer. I don't know what we're going to call it yet, to be determined, just so we make sure we can actually lock up this kind of this industry. Because I'm getting annoyed with people not realizing that Gorilla Mind Smooth and Gorilla Mode Energy are like the two fucking pinnacle nootropic and stimulant products that you can be using in a gaming niche. So again, we will be coming out with that soon. So if you're into gaming, fucking watch out for that, or just go buy it right now. It's Gorilla Mode Energy and Gorilla Mind Smooth. So anyways, Zac Efron has been hard at work filming his new Netflix eco travel show Down to Earth in Australia. On Monday, the actor 33 was shooting scenes. Oh, this is back in March 2021. Okay, so this is actually not super recent, but this was around peak FaceTime, when he was getting, all of the accusations for the first time, getting all of the hype around his changes and whatnot. And yeah, pretty fucking dramatic. And now when we go even to his own page, though, it's pretty obvious that the changes are somewhat cemented in, because he has his own, literally posting the trailer on his own Instagram, almost 5 million goddamn views. And you can see what his face looks like plain as day. And again, is it exactly the same? Like, I don't know for sure, but it's definitely dramatically different. It has a whole lot more tissue around it. In a bad way or a good way, you be the judge, I guess, because ultimately, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Who is to say that this is not, or is, better than what he was, or worse than what he was? Obviously, this thing I found kind of interesting is they have a picture of his passport in the fucking trailer, and it's not even close to what he looks like now. Like, this looks like a old photo. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, like, to me, this looks like an old photo, and then they show his face here, and it's like, boom. It's like, would you even fucking pass your passport check at that point? I'm not sure. So anyways, obviously objectively still fucking super handsome dudes, looks great. But, it's just crazy that even like the pinnacle of fucking humans still, can be insecure about this kind of stuff. And it just goes to show how, I don't know, self-improvement has no bounds, I guess. Nobody seems to be satisfied. The grass is always greener. And all I can say is that, again, no performance enhancing drugs were involved in this facial massive change whatsoever. In addition to that, though, I have mentioned many times on this channel in regards to self-improvement and, facial changes and whatnot, always get as lean as you can to see what you're working with before you do something extreme. Because there are a lot of guys who will go out there and get, fucking jaw implants, get fillers, get this, get that, and do all this stuff without actually seeing what they're working with and getting lean. Like, Zac Efron's been shredded multiple times. Like, he knows what his face looks like at the pinnacle of having what kind of features he has, on prominent display, fully shredded down. He knows exactly what he's working with. And at that point, if he's still insecure in them and doesn't like them and wants to improve upon them, by all means, he can do whatever the fuck he wants, obviously. But All I am compelling anybody watching who, is looking at plastic surgery to do is you have no idea how different you're going to look when you get lean. A lot of people are so unhappy with their facial aesthetics and their facial structure and proportions, and they've never even gotten close to 10% body fat. Like, you will not even recognize yourself if you're 20% body fat. If you get down to 10, night and day difference. So if you're considering something this extreme, if you think you need, cheek implants, you think you need jaw filler, you think you need this, you think you need whatever the fuck it is, get lean first and then make an educated decision after. That is my kind of warning shot on that. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Is this, do you think this is plastic surgery? Do you think it's permanent? Do you think you have another explanation that might explain why this is still here, however many months later? Well, your thoughts on it, improvement or what? Does it fucking matter? Any and all comments help the algorithm, so it's much appreciated. Like, subscribe. Check out my blog, moreplacefordates.com. Follow me on Instagram at moreplacefordates, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, Apple Podcasts. If you want to support the channel, you can check out anything I'm associated with. In the video description below, my TRT clinic. It's all telemedicine from the comfort of your own home, Gorilla Mind. Nootropic formulas, Gorilla Mode, pre-workout formulas designed myself from scratch. Recommended lab tests and diagnostics through my TRT clinic. Get high quality medical oversight from doctors who actually understand how to interpret this stuff and how to get you on an individual specific protocol designed just for you based on your own individual biomarkers, imbalances, and deficiencies that require and warrant addressing. Again, if warranted being the key word though, because we do not just prescribe meds like a cookie cutter testosterone mill, like a lot of other HRT clinics. We pride ourselves in the high quality services and medical oversight and education of our patients. And that is where we make the majority of our money, not on the markups on the medications, but rather on the doctor care and oversight. So if you want to get high quality care from docs who I vetted myself and represent the same quality of information I put out on this channel, check it out. It is in the video description below, as well as anything else I'm associated with that helps support the channel. It is all down there. It's much appreciated when you guys use my links, my codes, etc. So thank you guys for watching. Talk to you soon.